Are growth stocks dead forever? Cramer just told us yesterday that he thinks that they're dead, that they're not going to come back. Listen to this, guys.
So what happens now? The momentum is gone. The charts are broken. The dip is a World War I trench, and the thrill is gone. I think that many of these stocks, many of the people who are, I think many of the stocks are done. I didn't want to say that, but I do. And the people who own them, they've lost too much money. A lot of them are doing what I was afraid of back in November. They're going back into CDs, money market funds, trying to hide in cryptocurrencies. At least it was more fun when they were losing money in Dogecoin. Others are licking their wounds and waiting for better times that may now come, may not. So others, like Cathie Wood, simply don't care because they're so dogmatic. Now, you know I believe there's always a bull market somewhere. And we have one now in natural resources, with another one maybe coming in the staples and the healthcares as the feds hit the brake, and maybe they hit the brakes too hard.
But what's he saying right there? We may have one now coming in staples if they hit the brakes too hard. And we have one in natural resources and oil. Okay, great. But if you're investing for 2030, are you investing in fossil fuels for that? Or is this more of just, again, trading? Are we just talking about the flavor of the month, the swing, what's going to work for the next couple of months? Is he saying growth stocks are dead forever? That's not what he's saying. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying that right now they don't work, which actually is fact. I just wish he delivered the message a little bit better, a little bit differently, just how he delivers that message, that growth stocks might be dead now, but it's a great time to accumulate. And if you have a 2030 time horizon or 2025 plus, you might actually make a lot of money if you get in these stocks, but there could be more pain. They could go lower. They could trade sideways for, who knows, a year. But that's not what he's saying. What is he saying?
But high growth tech, I'm always going to have some, but wow, it's tough sledding. The bottom line is that the era of beat and raise and buy no matter what is over, well, let's just say it's done. It's over for the formerly high-flying growth stocks. There's still plenty of other stocks out there. But if you're still betting on these bouncing back, well, let's just say, why don't you pull in your horns? Because I don't think it's going to work.
So they're not going to bounce back ever? I mean, that's basically what he's saying. But I just don't think he means that. I think he means that they're not going to bounce back anytime soon in this environment. You guys, we have inflation, crazy high inflation. We've got interest rate risks. We have potential war, potential nuclear situations with Russia. And all this stuff we've talked about on the channel, and it's always like, oh, Russia's not going to do anything. They're not going to attack. And then they attack. Oh, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything serious. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. The market doesn't know what's going to happen. The market doesn't like uncertainty, and they certainly don't like the situation. We have too much of it, and it's just a terrible environment for growth stocks. But again, you have to focus on, what are you investing for? Are you investing for 6 months, or are you investing for 6 years? If you're a young investor, I've been investing, guys, for almost 25 years, and I've been investing in growth stocks that entire time. And I've been told this my entire investing career over and over again. You think of the dot-com bubble. Yeah, if you pick the wrong stocks, they didn't come back. Some SPACs are in that situation now where they might not ever recover. You got 2008, you got 2009. You've got 2015, 2016, 2018. You got March 2020 pandemic. Every time, these are dead and they're never going to come back. They're never going to bounce. When these stocks have the growth that they have and they're growing at the clip they're growing, they can grow in their valuation. Are you investing in high quality companies that are going to grow in their valuation, be worth more in 5 or 10 years? Or are you investing in crap stocks? Now, he was talking about a couple very expensive stocks, one I own and one I don't own. The thing about the biggest problem, and he alluded to this earlier in the video, is people buy stocks that they don't understand. They don't have any conviction in them. They don't understand what they do. Say, hey, can you tell me what this stock does? And they can't give me 2 sentences on what the stock does. They buy it because the stock's going up. When the stocks get crushed like they are now, you have second guesses. You don't sleep well at night and you say, oh man, stocks are going down. And instead of buying more and adding to your position and lowering your cost basis and knowing, having conviction in the management and the business, that the underlying business is going to perform over the next several years, 5 and 10 years, instead of doing that, you think, why did I do this? I'm so stupid. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I shouldn't have bought this. You start second guessing your entire approach, your entire methodology. And now, instead of buying more, which is going to probably make you wealthy later down the road, you buy high, you sell low, and then you go and buy bank stocks and oil stocks when they're in the same situation. A lot of those are already really high, and you end up losing money on those same names. You're always chasing the flavor of the month, and you're always behind the smart money, always behind Wall Street. I certainly have stocks in my portfolio that are red, and so do you. I've been buying some stocks today, and I'll continue to add. I get money coming in. I'm going to buy more stocks. I'm going to do my best to get the best cost basis. But guys, I'm thinking about 2030, and I'm confident, I have conviction in what I own, that it is going to be worth more and that it will recover. But I agree that it might not recover overnight. So what is he really trying to say there? Because what I think he's trying to say is not really what he's actually saying. So what is the right answer? The right answer is the Fired Up Wealth methodology. You start with some ETFs, you have dividend stocks, you have growth stocks, you minimize your spec stocks, right? And you invest for long-term investing. You use dollar cost averaging. You learn the psychology and discipline behind that. This is what I teach in the masterclass and what I try to teach on this YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Click that like button, drop me a comment. Let's get this one in the algo, guys. Let's help some investors that are struggling right now, because there's a lot of growth investors that are really worried right now. I'm telling you guys, this is not a fun time, but I'm very optimistic. I'm accumulating shares, and I'm thinking 2030 right now for my portfolio. I'm down $500,000, and I have not blinked once. The thing about it, guys, I don't need the money, and I'm looking long-term, and I know the companies that I'm investing in. I've spent hours of research. I have conviction in what I own, in the management teams I invest in my companies, my stocks are going to be worth more in 5 or 10 years, and I'm going to have a lot more wealth then than I do now. And that is what it's all about, guys. Join us in Patreon so you can learn this stuff. You can have a community of like-minded investors. Definitely at least subscribe to the channel. Have a great weekend. Take care, guys.